guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever post, and I thought it would make sense to do a nighttime routine with my small pets, because then you get to meet all of my small pets, as this YouTube account is mostly about them. So first of all, I always look over the guinea pig cage and move all their equipment back to where it should be, like their bunk bed and their bed they had knocked out. I will also pick up some of the sheets that are covering their bed that's covered in poo and shake it out so they're not sitting in their own poo for too long. And then I'll flip it over, put it back on the bed so it's nice and fresh for them. Then I will refill their hay. Only one half needed refilling, which is the Timothy side, not the meadow hay. The meadow hay didn't need refilling right now. Then Mocha came to see what I was doing. And then I closed the bag back up, and Mocha came past again. And that was the hay all done and dusted. Then I added their flour forage mix, their hay topper, to it, just to add a bit of enrichment, a bit of something for them to enjoy. And then I just closed the lid and put it back on the shelf. And then I got ready to do a quick mini spot clean, which is just when I sweep up all the poos from their cage. I don't do any taking out mats or anything. That I do in the morning, which is a proper spot clean, and then I full clean twice a week, which is normally a Wednesday and a Sunday. My two guinea pigs in here are Mocha and Spice, and they are my bonded females. They're around 3 years old. Spice is the pure black silky one that is 8 weeks older than Mocha, which is the black and orange Abyssinian. And then this was their cage, looking nice and clean with no poos in it. Then their food bowls were very, very stanky, so I gave them a good little wipe out with some toilet roll and water, and then I wiped them out with a clean piece of toilet roll. And then here my mouse Maisie woke up for her first treat of the night, which was a little mealworm. But she lives on her own now, as her sister had to get put down at the end of last year. Their names are Maisie and Millie, but now it's just Maisie. But she's very happy on her own, as she has recently had a whole cage upgrade, and we made a cage out of a shelf. And if you'd like to see that video, just ask and I can post it for you guys. And then I got my Science Natural treats for the guinea pigs. These are the dandelion ones. Here's Mocha. She wanted to take it, and I was like, no, you can eat it here. And then little Spice was coming up behind her. They're so cute together. They look like they could be sisters, but they're not, so. And then here Mocha was being a sneaky little ninja guinea pig, sneaking into the pot of treats. And then she chose the one that she wanted and ran off with it. Spice is so gentle, I had to put the treat down for her to actually take it. She was like, no, I'll just eat it in your hand. And then I just tidied up the treats and put them away on the shelf. This is the Oxbow and the Science Selectives grain-free flowers. And then I just gave them to them. And then I just picked up the treat and put it in the container. And then Mocha went in the back and jumped into her little grey hidey house. And then this was the mouse getting her second treat of the night, her walnut. So she'll wake me up again and be like, I need my other treat. And then the guinea pig's got the leftover veggies that the rabbits didn't eat from last night, which was one piece of orange and some celery. The rabbits don't like celery, which is a bit weird, but they can like what they want, so I just give them what they didn't like to the guinea pigs. And then I check to make sure their water bottle and water bowl are clean and filled up, and they both got refilled in the morning, so they're both looking nice and fresh. And then this really cute video of Mocha eating. And then these are our zebra finches. We have 6. We have 2 girls and 4 boys. They don't get any food or anything at night just because they need to go to sleep. And then this is one of my bunnies, Parsley. She is a year and 8 months old. She was not wanting to be pet today, so I just let her be. Then I filled up the rabbits' litter trays with some meadow hay. So this is Pixie's litter tray. Her and Parsley look identical, they're sisters, and I'm currently trying to bond them as they got separated at the SPCA and do not. They love each other. Through the bars they groom each other and they lie next to each other, but as soon as they're in together they really don't like each other. But then I gave the same to Parsley. And then I got a sprinkle of some very fine Timothy hay on top of their pile just for some enrichment, and some coarser hay for their teeth because their teeth never stop growing. And then I pushed Parsley's back into her box. And then I came down to do Parsley's. So I don't know if I said Pixie or Parsley earlier, but the other one was Pixie. So Parsley just got a bit of a hay topper. And then I pushed it back into a corner for her. And then I got the forage that I gave the guinea pigs from earlier. And I just sprinkled a little bit less than a scoop on top of their hay piles to make them forage and eat more hay, as hay should be 70 to 90% of a rabbit's diet. And then I pushed her tray back in. Then I got Parsley's out and did the exact same for her. And then I moved on to water bowls, and I had refilled them both in the morning so they were nice and fresh. And then I swept up all of the rabbit stuff that they had spilled everywhere. I vacuum every morning the carpet, but there was just a bit of hay and I just dustpanned it up. And then I went on to feeding the rabbits. They are on the Burgess XL mint, as mint is really good for their teeth, and my bunnies are really picky. So they get just less than a quarter of a cup in their stacking cups each. So I only have 1 set of stacking cups, so Parsley gets the 4 smaller ones and Pixie gets the 4 bigger ones. And they've only just recently learned how to use stacking cups, and they've really got the hang of it now. And then I just stacked Parsley's up. And then I moved on to doing Pixie's. And then I broke one of those treats in half and gave half to each of them, just in a random stacking cup. And then I stacked Pixie's cups up. Pixie's stuff that I had moved around after sweeping, and her stick for chewing on and stuff. And then that was the rabbits. And then the mouse came back for her last treat of the night, which is a mineral baton. And sometimes she really, really wants it, and sometimes she just can't make up her mind. And tonight she could not make up her mind, so she went upstairs and I stuck it through the bars there, and she snatched it. And then I got this really cute little video of her nibbling on it. And then she got distracted by my camera and came for a look. And then I sprinkled some mint and some plantain that I had got from our footpath that leads to our house. And the guinea pigs love mint, the rabbits hate it, so I just don't give it to the rabbits. And I also gave a bit to the mouse, but I didn't get a video of doing that. And then I split up some veggies that I had got, so they had around 3 pieces of carrot each, and then they got some, I can't remember what it was, because it wasn't watercress, just some little herbs and stuff that Mum had bought. Tried to snap that leaf in half. It took me a while, but I did it. And then I took the rest of that was in the bowl and sprinkled it in for the guinea pigs, so some carrot and some of those herbs and stuff. I scatter feed their food to help them with foraging. And then I had picked a whole load of grass from the horses' paddock, as I do own 5 horses, and you will probably see them in some videos to come. If you want to know my horsey account, it's Izzy May Nights, and that is my equestrian account, so if you want to watch my horsey videos, that's where you can find it. So I gave them, the rabbits, a whole load of grass each, and they love grass. They go through it so quickly, and it's free and it's really good for them. It's very high in vitamin C actually, so it's really good for them. And then I just put the herbs back on top and their carrot pieces. So this was Parsley's. Parsley has hers on a little tray. I did actually end up moving it further away from the fence, as Pixie will eat it through the bars. And then I did Pixie's bowl, which goes in a little rack, because she always knocks her water and food bowl over, so hers goes in a rack. And then I sprinkled her carrots and herbs back on top. In her little rack next to her water. And then I put all the guinea pigs into a grass rack for them. I put theirs in a rack because otherwise they'll wheel over it. And by the morning it was all gone. Every single last grain was gone from it. So it definitely doesn't restrict their eating or anything. And we've had this for 3 years just for grass, and they've never once got their head stuck or anything like that. But I would not recommend it for hay, as it is too restricting for them, but for grass it's completely fine, as they just tend to pull it out the sides and it's really easy for them. And then here I found Mocha chewing on, I don't know what it was, it might have been a piece of mint or something. And then I tried to offer her a piece of carrot, but she obviously felt a bit cornered and was not very interested. But I didn't force her, so she just walked on out. And then that was everyone all fed and happy, and all their cages were nice and clean. I also checked the mouse's water to make sure she had water and enough seed mix left. And then this is just a video of the room with the fairy lights on and my bunnies going for a bit of an explore. Parsley was the first to come and see what veggies and goodies she had tonight. And then here's another video of them all out. My phone actually ran out of charge, and that is why the stacking cups are suddenly unstacked. And then that was the mouse seeing if she could get any more treats out of me, but I said no. And then this was Pixie eating the grass through the bars, which I did fix after I stopped filming, because otherwise she'll eat all of Parsley's, then go eat all of hers. And then here Parsley had a little yawn, it was so cute. And here's naughty little Pixie eating from Parsley's grass. And Parsley went to check out her fresh hay, and she loves her little box with the cotton bit on top. She normally sleeps on it most of the day. And she went in to go check to see what food she had in her little box. And then Pixie was sniffing out what she wanted to eat next. She went for a little explore. And Parsley was eating her hay. And then Pixie knocked her stacking cups over. Then came to look at her hay and what I was up to. But Parsley was absolutely digging into her fresh hay. And Pixie was eating some of the pellets she had knocked out of her stacking cups. And then she just stared at me angrily for videoing her. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching, and see you all next time.